All right, good morning everyone. It's another day, it's another session that we have at hand, and I'm welcoming you on this very live session, episode number 210. We actually made a year yesterday. I forgot to tell you that we made a year yesterday, ever since we started live streaming. So congrats to those that have been loyal subscribers and those that have been coming around every now and then on every session. And I know you've where we started is not where we are, and I believe even this very new year that we've started is going to be a great one. So as we start a new year, ever since we started this session, the channel, this is going to be the second year now. We will be looking, I believe we'll be getting even better and better than how we started. All right, so without any further ado, let's pray and get started. Father, we give you praise for the morning. Thank you for the night. Thank you for the morning. Thank you that we are back here. Thank you that we are here to check the market and even make money in the market. We give you praise, Lord, for yesterday's profits, and wherever we made losses, we know that we will still recover, because you're the God that restores everything that we've lost. So we are saying thank you. Thank you for today's profits, and of course thank you as we finish up the month. We know that we will finish it in greatness. We give you praise, we love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right, so without any further ado, you know the usual drill. We get started with apologies, we get started with crash 500. So let's go to crash 500. All right, so so yesterday we knew the buys were coming in, and I missed this pullback here that I had told you about. This is where the entry was, right here. So I hope you guys were able to make that entry, but that was the entry there. I don't know if I entered on the other accounts, but yeah, that was the entry. Let's see today. Let's talk about today. Go to H1. This is not necessary anymore. So price has hit that TP just like we wanted, so now this is no longer necessary. You can see market moved from here all the way to there. That's what we had already anticipated. So now all we need is price to reach up there. Is it going to just move up there without any pullback? Let's go to H1C. I have a breakout structure. The buyers are still in control according to all time frames, whether M15, whether H4, whether H1. So buyers are still in control, so nothing we can do now. We have to wait for price to get all the way up there. So now this I can delete and wait, because what I need is sales to get to start from there. So I can't enter buys here unless I see a pullback to this breaker broke or to such a level here. I can't enter buys, so meaning no business from no business at all from us on this asset. We can do this, yeah. So we want price to first react to the breaker broke or to such a level, the conference area, then give us the buys. But until then, no business with this asset. So now I will wait. All right, that's it on Crash 500. Let's go to Boom 1000. Boom 1000. Yesterday we wanted this move. We wanted, okay, this is how it was yesterday. We wanted this move first, then we sell it, then we buy it again when it comes to such a fair value gap. But we did not see it reach all the way here, but the sale happened just like I told you. That sell from that angle, I told you we will first see this buy to give us a breakout and then give us data sells on that same level. So if you followed this analysis yesterday, you should have made a buy trade here and then a sell trade later, which was, which did not hit the TP. Our TP was to come back to this fair value gap, but it did not hit the TP. So now we can take these out and now wait and see what is going to happen. This level is still valid. That fair value gap is still valid. It's a liquidity that was left back, so meaning it's still a valid level. Price can always come back to it. But where we are currently, we see the price has gone all the way to that order block. Remember, we are looking for buys. The general trend is a buy to push us all the way back up there. Now right here on H1, yes, we may say it is almost touching that, but it hasn't touched it, so we can't use it. At all. So we have to anticipate a pullback on H1. You see, H4 has just passed that retracement level, so H1 is overbought and it has given us those, it is sort of giving us a double top up there. So meaning sales are going to come through, and these sales are going to come, I believe, all the way to this level or to this conference area right about here. So these are our two levels the price is likely to react from, and we know that it has to come to any of these two. So price can easily come there and then give us buys again from there, like that. That is how we will anticipate this now. So can we have a confirmation on M15? Yeah, price is below our 10 MA on H1 and H4. H1 has just started. I mean, not really. Yeah, I think I can enter. This H1 is closing in 10 minutes. Do I have to wait for it? Most of the times you can I'm going to first make an entry here. But then if it does make a pullback, I will come in with a pullback because it can easily react on this level right here to go back up. So if it does that, then I can easily get in with another entry. But I've just made a sell entry, and my TP, my first TP is right here. That will be my first TP right there. If it makes a pullback, I will make other sell entries. Why? I'm selling according to H1 and M15. That's why I'm looking for the sells. These sells will be taking me all the way down below. But remember, the general trend is a buy trend. We are in a buy trend according to higher time frames, H4 and daily time frame. But according to H4, we are currently anticipating a reversal, meaning a pullback, to first come to look for such liquidity that was left back, and then later we get back into the buy trend. All right, that's enough. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the stream, give us that thumbs up as we continue with this analysis. All right, so that's enough on Boom 1000. I'm not going to put my stop loss yet until the new H4 starts. That's why I'm going to be holding on to make to put my stop loss, because I'm likely to make more entries if it happens to give me a spike back into the buy up there. So I will wait for that. Boom 500 is where we are currently. Boom 500. So with Boom 500, we needed the buys on this level right here. So I first made my entries here. They were early, I was in profits, then it came back, took me out right here on this. My stop loss was on this order block, so it came to the order block, and then the buys started. So now it reached our TP level. That was a fair value gap according to H4. It even exceeded it, went all the way to the order block, that last order block right there. And now we can testify that sales are coming in. So now all this is no longer necessary. Let's now delete it, because we are looking for this kind of a move. Now we are looking for that kind of a move. Probably this now will break this support right here. Probably we will see breaking this support. So now delete this, delete these two, and let's look at what we have here. All right, so H1 is apparently not yet overbought, I mean, but H4 we need sales. So if M15 is giving me sales, I will go for sales. And now you can see what I'm seeing here. That is a change of character according to M15. Remember, H1, we are already in a downtrend, so this we can't wait for H1 to give us a confirmation. In fact, I believe we should be making our entry right here. I'm not going to be waiting, but I'm not going to put my stop loss, because yesterday I saw what happened. So I'm gonna enter my sales here. I'm gonna enter my sales here and then wait on what is gonna come. My profit will be just around here, but of course we know it's coming all the way back here. It can even break this level. So if you can wait until you reach here. This can take the whole day. It can even go to the next day. So be ready depending on the momentum that is at hand. So be ready if this sell continues. According to the structure, remember we've been in a downtrend. This is when it touched that trend line and it decided to sell, but it found this resistance from that support, and it had to go back up, and that's where we are now anticipating now the continuation of the sell to come to this other trend line, and probably even see a breakout to this other level. So that's how we are looking at this. That's how we are looking at this. Hopefully it's going to work out like we are anticipating. Let's wait and see. Remember, daily is overbought, meaning if it comes like this, then we will be getting in. Yesterday we saw that rejection from the buyers. The previous day we saw the rejection from the sellers. But apparently, if you see this, one may say that was a break of structure right there. That was a break of structure, which will of course tell us that there is the buyers are still in control, and you can see today started as a buy day. So that's why I'm saying anything is possible right here. But according to weekly time frame, we are in a downtrend. That's where we are somehow confident with the sales. That's how we are somehow confident with the sales. So let's wait and see if we can swing it all the way down below here to get this money. All right, enough of boom 500. Let's now get into volatility 25s. Now vol 25s, okay, so we did what? It reached this point, and I thought we could start buys here, but it was skeptical. So I had made my entries here and made my some money, and then took me out in profits on the other account. And now clearly during the night we can see it continued to break. It continued to break that resistance. It broke that resistance, that support trend line, and now we have a breakout on the support trend line, and of course on this very support level. And now remember, I told you we are in a downtrend. We saw that as a break of structure. This support reacted back there to get enough momentum to break through, and that's what happened yesterday. So now all this can go. All this can go. Delete that, delete that, delete that. All right, so we are going to be now that we have a breakout, I'm going to just anticipate a pullback. I don't know if it is going to happen according to H4. I don't know, because it has already left us. If we can get just a pullback, then we can make that entry. Then we can make that entry on H4 time frame. We can make the entry to continue with the sales. So let's go to H1. We are oversold. M15, we are oversold. All we need is a pullback right there. So delete these. Let's put it on M15. All we need is a pullback here, and then we come in with sales. We come in with the continuation of sales. So let's go to H4 daily time frame. Remember, these sales, we are looking at bringing them all the way here. That's what we are looking at. That's what we are looking at. So till then, we have to wait for the buys here, then we can enter sales. For now, leave it at H1. Leave it at H1. I think we can leave it at M15, because M15 is sort of something I need to first do here. Do this and then drag it to the left. I want to see where price is currently, what is there. Price is where? Okay, price is here. There is a confluence area there. I hope you can see that. There's a confluence area there. That's what we are going to be anticipating. That's what we're going to be anticipating. So this conference area here, that's the reason why we are seeing the pullback according to M15 and H1 right there. You can see that's where price is. So that's why we are currently seeing there is some resistance. So now that we know that, if we go back up here, that's why we need this move right there. Can we wait for a confirmation? I doubt we will even wait, but we can wait for M15 to give it to us. All right, so that's enough on M15 and V25s. Let's now go to V75. 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 V75, we wanted sales. Actually, they happened. Why did I not enter? What happened? So as H4, so H1, what happened yesterday? Yesterday we were already here. We wanted buys, but it was having a low momentum, so it first went there now. So now I believe we can make our entry, since we are seeing something like this. Pull back to this order block. This can usher us into buys, even though M15 is not yet ready. Why is M15 not ready? So let's look at M15. We need M15 to give us an entry where we will not risk a lot of our capital. So that is what I see there. So we need another point down below. Yeah, so for now I wait, because it's gonna give me another point that we can use. All right, so this is still consolidating within M15, but if it breaks this level, then we can make our buy entries. Or if it gives us another point probably down below here, then we know that we'll be coming in with our buys to give us something like that right there, to push us back to these highs right up there. So for now I can't enter. I have to wait. This is just an anticipation. I have to wait for such a structure to come through, and clearly it's likely to follow this kind of a structure, but we know this will be a flag that will push us for more buys to continue, and probably even break this resistance up there. All right, so that's enough on M15. Remember, it gave us a change of character right here. It gave us a change of character right there. That's why it is looking for sales, and here it confirmed the change of character. So it is selling. It is still in a down sell. It is still in a downtrend. So according to H1, however, we are looking for buys. According to H4, we are in a downtrend. So meaning we can follow sales, not buys. Why? Because H4 is in a downtrend and M15 is also in a downtrend. It's weird, but it's the fact. It's the fact. according to what we see, according to price action, and according to according to H4. But I want to remind you that daily we are looking for buys. So whatever we are doing, we need to also remind ourselves that buys should be coming in anytime. However, sales are still pushing. So this one, just the way it is, I'm going to hold on to make any decision, because if I make it wrong, I may lose a lot of money. So I need to be patient here to make a decision. All right, so that's it on V75. I will wait. J50, jump 50. Now jump 50, we need a pullback there, which was this one that happened here. But of course, before that, we had already made money for the buy here, and then for another buy here when it went for that. And then I think I entered sales a bit late, and I was taken out by a pullback, and then later in the night it continued to sell, and you can see it sold all the way up to this level. You can see that sold all the way up to that level. So coming to M15, I mean H1, you can see that it reached our TP level and even broke it. Why did it break it? I wanted buys here, but the general trend was a sell trend or a downtrend, so it means this move that I wanted was a wrong one. Why? Because this was the previous trend, so it had to follow the previous trend. Now we know that it's coming to that level right about there. That order block is waiting for this move. So now that we know this, delete that and that, we know it's coming here. So can we enter now? Let's go to daily time frame. Daily time frame, it is a confirmed sell. In fact, according to daily time frame, we may even see this very move come through from there to there. We may see this whole move come alive. So if you have enough money, you can hold your sales. If you entered early, you can hold your sales to reach all the way down below here according to daily time frame. But if I go to H1, there's some sort of a pullback, and this pullback is going to be anticipated to just come around here where it broke structure, on that level where we saw the break of structure. I want to see this here was a pullback according to weekly time frame, so we can enter buys later, but I doubt we will, so I want to delete it. So now let's go to H1. The buys are starting. M15, yes. So this is just a pullback to reach to that breaker block, and then we can come in with the sells. So can I enter? Yeah, most of the times this you can even enter because it always has a low momentum. It always has a low momentum. I want just to buy there, and that's it. All right, so that's enough on J50. Remember, when it reaches there, we need sales. So we have to be patient in waiting for sales. All right, so that's enough on J50. Let's go to J25. J25 is a little bit messy. We will see about it. It played games yesterday. I entered sales. Yes, I made money from that sale there, and took me out in profits. Up to now, it is still playing around that very level. Now let's delete everything right here, because we need sales according to H1 and H4, but price is above our 10 MA and there's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of price rejection from the buyers pushing for buys. You can see this previous H4, that previous H4 which has just closed about 9 minutes ago. There's that rejection. Today started as a sale, but there's that rejection coming in from buyers, meaning we can eventually see the breakout. We can even see the breakout on this other level. So for now I won't be focusing on this asset. Excuse me, I won't be focusing on this asset due to what I'm seeing, but I want to remind us that we have that other support resistance level right above there, which is according to H4. So I just have to wait. If price goes below my 10 MA, then I can make my sell entries. You can see there's rejection coming in here, there's rejection coming from above, also from sellers. So it's just still weird. So I can wait. In fact, I can wait for price to be below this level right here, yeah, for me to be safe. If price goes below this level, then I can enter sales, but until then, no business with it. I'm not going to risk money on this asset. J10. Those who were around yesterday, I told you that with J10, if price happens to break out and the day closes above this trend line, then we will consider buys only, no more sells to go below this trend line. And that's what happened. So we had two anticipation. Price to continue with the buys, and then later we consider a retest, or price to close below this trend line, and then we consider the retest sell to come back to this breaker block, and then we anticipate the buy. So this one never came through, so we consider now that one. So apparently we are going to anticipate a pullback to retest the breakout right here. We will be anticipating this pullback retest of the trend line of this which was a resistance trend line. It's now going to be considered as a support trend line. All right, so now come back to H1. We have almost equal highs there. So if this current H1 fails to close above this current high, then we know that sales will come through. In fact, if price goes below my 10 MA, I will not hesitate to make my sell entries. Yeah, that's the fact. So that's what I will be waiting for according to H1. Yeah, according to H1. So enough of that, let's head over to gold and we call it a day. So yesterday on gold, I told you, those who remember, let's see, yesterday, this is H1, so I told you we will anticipate a fake breakout up there and then we come in with sales. But of course I kept playing with it within these two trend lines, and I made money, of course, within here. The sell, I went for this sell. The buy, I missed the entry. I was still skeptical, so I did not go for that buy. But then at night when I saw this, I made an entry for the sell, and I was in profits right here, but I left in the trades running until I woke up and I found it had again reversed to take me out right about there. So it took me out for this kind of a sell, for this very move that I was in, which was an early entry. So it took me out. It went for the stop losses of us, the early sellers, took us out and started to sell again. So as we speak, the sales are coming through, but there's this confluence area that is still holding sellers to break it. So is it going to be a problem? I believe it may be a problem, because you can see this rejection coming from buyers here trying to push for buys, so it may become a problem. So for now, I'm going to hold on to make any decision. I'm going to hold on to make any decision. Yeah, delete this. We are looking for this sell. I don't know if we will see it, but that's what we are looking. That's what we are looking for. So price is still not yet clear. This H4 has just started, so it may first push for this buy and then later give us the sell, or it may find a weird momentum to continue with the sells. But remember, there's that rejection coming in from sellers, from buyers. So you rather just be patient. You rather be patient until it breaks such a level, then you can, get in with your sells. But until then, it's gonna be one of those that I'm not ready to risk on it. Yeah, it's going to be one of those that I will not be ready to risk on it. This move is likely to happen, like I've told you, to come around that level, then we get in with sells. So if it does that and gives me price to be below my 10 MA, then I will enter. But until then, no business right here. No business. No business. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to like and subscribe if it is your first time here. Of course, I don't mind you sharing the stream to your family and friends. It helps us to support the channel, and probably YouTube pushes it to even more people that would want to have access to this content. All right, so enough of all this. Let's now go to a recap. Let's make a recap and we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. I told you all we need is a pullback here, then we can continue with buys, but it's not coming through yet, so no business. Boom 1000, we've been in profits, and we've just started a new H4, so it has just spiked, you can see, but still we are not yet in losses. The first M15 has closed, so let's see if the sales are continuing. But generally we are looking for sales. We are generally looking for sales. All right, so that's it on Boom 1000. We are looking for this kind of a move. We are looking for this kind of a move. So this H4 has closed. Now that it has closed, I will put my stop loss right above there. Now that the H4 has closed like that, I'll put my stop loss above there, so that I don't risk beyond that. All right, Boom 500, actually for it spiked, and we are in losses. So we are in losses. Wow, that's a big loss. That's a big loss. That's a huge loss. But I don't want to risk beyond that. I don't want to lose beyond that, so I'll put my stop loss right there. If it spikes, it takes me out automatically. I'm not going to risk beyond that. Yeah, that is enough of a loss that I can bear on this asset. I'm not going to risk beyond that level. All right, so we are anticipating sales. We are anticipating sales on M15, H4, and daily time frame, I believe. Yeah, but remember I told you we had a break of structure here. So I told you, and having seen this resistance here from the buyers, I told you buyers may continue because of this resistance. It may not come back for this pullback on this kind of a flag sort of. So that's why I told you it may continue with the buys, but we had entered already sells here before the H4 closed, the previous H4 closed, and now we are in floating losses. So anytime from now, if it spikes, it will take us out, and then the buys will continue hopefully after that, because of this break of structure and because of the previous day. You can see that was a rejection coming in from buyers down below here. All right, so that's it on Boom 500. V25s, we need buys, but I may not enter these buys. We are bearish, so meaning I will wait for this pullback right here that we have anticipated on H4. We need a pullback here, then we can enter our sales with ease. Why? Because we broke structure, we broke this support level right here. All right, so that's it. Let's go to V75. I told you we are bearish still according to H4 and M15, and that's why we are seeing this breakout here. Of course, it was just an imaginary trend line. We didn't have another point we can, consider, so that's why the sales are continuing. So I will leave this asset alone because it's likely not to come or even right here. It can come around this area and later give us the buys. It may even react to this level right here where we are. Why? Because that's the last confluence area that we saw. So let's wait and see what will come through. Jump 50, we are in profits. The buy is on. I told you this is just a pullback buy to just get up there and then come in with sales later. So we are in profits right here. If you entered, congrats with your buys, with your profits. Yeah, let's roll. Jump 25, I told you. Now price has gone below our 10 MA. Can we consider buys, sales yet? Not really. Yeah, not really. I will consider them if they break this level, but until then, no business. J10, yeah, we are anticipating. I told you if price goes below my 10 MA immediately, I will make my entries for the sell according to H1, not M15. Yeah, I will wait for this price to be below my 10 MA on H1, not M15. That's when I will make the entry. Lastly, I told you on gold is that this pullback is happening, and you can see it is happening currently. We can wait for it on M15 price to be below our 10 MA. It is likely to come to this order block right about there, and then we get in with our sales. So let's wait on for the confirmation. Don't enter if price is not below your 10 MA on M15 time frame. That's it for today. Hope you guys had a great time with me. Please always consider to comment something that you feel like is happening in the market, or what you yourself are seeing or anticipating in one of these assets that we are trading. And of course, don't forget to always let us know and let me know what you feel like we should change on the channel, or your suggestions, what you think we can add on to our channel as we continue to trade together. Otherwise, it's been my pleasure to trade with you, to analyze with you guys, and to share my insights in the market today, the 27th of August. Hope you had a great time with me. Otherwise, have a great day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow, same time, 10:30 to 11:30. Bye bye.